Hello and welcome to Living English. Today we're going to look again at verb tenses and especially at something called the infinitive. But first, last time in our drama, Anne discovered that her brother David had a baby son called Sam. Today, David explains why he disappeared and what he has been doing.
What happened? Why did you stop writing?
I started my course at university, but it was very difficult. Computer science isn't for me.
Did you fail your exams?
Yes, I let everyone down. I just wanted to die. Dad must be so angry.
He's just worried about you, David.
I didn't know what to do. I was so confused. I had to find a job. I couldn't use Father's money anymore. So I applied for a job at the markets, and Phil was very kind. He agreed to give me a job if I could get a working visa.
How did you?
I went home and applied for it.
You mean you went back to Singapore?
Yes. I was too ashamed to see anyone. I'm such a failure.
I don't think you're a failure.
Anyway, I returned here and I started work. I met Rose. And we moved in together and, well, then Sam came along.
It's an amazing story.
I think it's wonderful.
Mum and Dad won't think it's that wonderful.
They'll be so relieved you're safe. We didn't know what to think, David.
I don't know what his parents will think about it all. If you keep watching, you'll find out. Let's listen again to what David did when he failed his course.
I didn't know what to do. I was so confused. I had to find a job.
David is talking about the past. He didn't know what to do. Remember that when we use did or didn't, we are talking about the past. I didn't know is the negative, and I did know is the positive. We use did with the basic form of a verb called an infinitive. Know is the infinitive. There are two ways of forming a past tense with the verb know. I did know, and with the past tense of know, knew. I knew. These phrases are saying the same thing. I did know, I knew. When we are telling someone about the past, we often use a past tense with the basic form of a verb. Listen.
I had to find a job.
Practice saying, I had to find a job with David.
I had to find a job.
The past tense is had and the infinitive is to find. We use the word have and its past tense had in a number of ways. On Living English, we've looked at how have and had form perfect tenses with other verbs such as the present perfect have done for things that have just happened, or the past perfect had done for things that have happened in the past and are finished. Have is also used as an ordinary verb, and the ordinary verb have has more than one meaning. It can mean to possess or own something. For example, I have a car. I have a job. In the sentence, I had to find a job, had means needed. I needed to find a job. If I lose my job, I have to find another. If Michelle loses her job, she has to find another. We can say that you have to study. If you tell someone to do something, they might just say, "Do I have to?" And what did David have to do?
I had to find a job.
When we use a verb straight after to, we always use the basic form or present. So we say to find and not to found. We call this basic form, such as find, the infinitive. Let's look at other examples of using the past tense, then the infinitive. Listen carefully in this clip for one example.
Phil was very kind. He agreed to give me a job.
He agreed to give me a job. Agreed is the past tense of agree. He agreed to give. The past tense agreed is followed by the infinitive to give. Listen again for the pattern of past tense followed by an infinitive when David tells Anne that he went back to Singapore for a visa.
I was too ashamed to see anyone.
The past tense is was. He was too ashamed. The infinitive is to see. He was too ashamed to see anyone. Now it's your turn. Put these sentences into the past tense. I have to finish my assignment. I had to finish my assignment. He agrees to allow smoking. He agreed to allow smoking. I know what to do. I knew what to do. I want to work overseas. I wanted to work overseas. Now listen to the past tense formed by the word didn't, followed by infinitives.
We didn't know what to think, David.
Anne used the infinitives know and to think. But she's talking about the past because she says, we didn't know what to think. Practice saying that with Anne.
We didn't know what to think, David.
And here's Michelle. Hello, Michelle.
Hello, Brenton. Hello, everyone. I don't know what to think either. Imagine not telling your parents that you've had a baby.
What have you got for us today, Michelle?
I've got some dice. I want you to play a simple game with me to help us revise different forms of words and verb tenses.
Okay.
I have to tell you a number. You have to roll the dice. And you must score a number higher than the number I tell you.
Okay. Higher than. So the number on the dice must be greater than the number you say.
If the number is greater, you have succeeded.
Ooh.
If it's lower, you've failed.
Oh.
And then you have to tell me what verb tense I used to describe what you did.
Oh, okay.
And at home, you tell me too. Okay? Ready? 2. Roll more than 2.
Ah, 7.
You've succeeded.
You've succeeded. That's the present perfect tense. Have succeeded. We use it for things that have just happened.
Correct. Try again. This time, you must score more than 10.
No, 4.
Oh, you've failed.
That's the present perfect again. Have failed. Do I get another turn?
Yes. You must score more than 3.
Yes, 6.
You're a success.
A success. That's a noun.
Correct. Now roll again, but you have to score 12 to stay a success.
10.
You failed.
Failed is the past tense. We use it for things that have happened in the past.
Correct. You stay in the game.
Oh.
But you have to score more than 10 again?
Oh, 3.
You're a failure.
A failure. That's a noun. And that's what David called himself. Listen.
I'm such a failure.
Roll again. You have to get more than 3.
Oh, 10.
You're succeeding.
Succeeding. That's the present continuous. We use it for things that are happening now.
Oh, enough, Brenton. You win.
I succeeded. Now listen to Anne ask David about his exams.
Did you fail your exams?
She uses the word did, so she says fail and not failed. Did you fail your exams?
And did he?
Yes, I let everyone down.
What does he mean, he let everyone down?
He means he disappointed everyone. He didn't do what they wanted.
Now, we don't want you to let us down. I'm going to say what score is needed. Then you roll the dice. I'll tell you what form of the words succeed or fail to use.
Okay.
More than 2.
9.
Past tense. For something that's happened in the past.
I succeeded.
Roll a 12.
Yeah, 6.
Present perfect. For something that has just happened.
I've failed. Or I have failed.
More than 10.
3.
Noun. To name someone.
I'm a failure. Just like David.
I don't think you're a failure.
Isn't that nice?
Now, let's listen to David telling part of his story.
Because he's telling a story about the past, he uses past tense a lot. See how many past tense verbs you can hear.
It's more than 3.
Anyway, I returned home and I started work and I met Rose. We moved in together and then Sam came along.
There are 5. Did you hear them? The 5 verbs in their past tense form are returned, started, met, moved, and came. We hope you've learnt how to tell people about things in the past.
In our next program, we'll show you how to make suggestions.
And we'll find out what David will do.